In the peaceful village of Nnaj, where traditions were revered and families tightly knit, a young woman named Adamma had reached the age of marriage. Her beauty was admired by many, and her grace touched the hearts of those who knew her. But as suitors lined up to ask for her hand, Adamma was cautious. She longed not just for a husband, but for the man destined to be her partner in all things. And in this search, she sought divine guidance. One fateful morning, she visited a well-known prophet, Ezenso, who lived at the edge of the village. The prophet was old and wise, known for seeing visions of people's futures. Adamma, with a heart full of hope, knelt before him and asked, "Please, who is my destined husband?" The prophet closed his eyes, inhaling deeply as though communing with the spirits. Then, with a voice heavy with certainty, he said, "Your husband's name is Chukas." Adamma felt a wave of relief. A name she thought it would make things easier. But little did she know, her journey was just beginning. A few weeks later, Adamma was walking through the village market, her mind still lingering on the prophet's words. She noticed something peculiar, more than usual. Men named Chukas seemed to cross her path. She would exchange pleasantries, and each time she heard, "I am Chukas," a strange feeling settled within her. By the end of the month, Adamma had met 5 eligible bachelors, and to her amazement, each one was named Chukas. Chukas the farmer, Chukas the blacksmith, Chukas the merchant, Chukas the warrior, and Chukas the scholar. All of them were strong, wise, kind-hearted men in their own way, and as fate would have it, each one had taken a liking to her. Adamma's heart raced. How was she to know which Chukas was the one the prophet had foretold? She thought to seek the prophet's counsel once more, but when she arrived at his home, the people were mourning. Ezenso, the prophet, had passed away the night before. Adamma's hope crumbled. The one man who knew her destiny was gone, leaving her alone to decide which Chukas was her destined husband. With no more guidance for the prophet, Adamma knew she would have to discern for herself who the true Chukas was. Each of the men had qualities she admired, and now it was up to her heart and mind to choose wisely. She made the decision to get to know each Chukas, comparing them carefully, hoping that through time their true characters will reveal who the right one was. Adamma started with Chukas the farmer, a man whose hands were calloused from years of toiling the earth. His strength and connection to the land intrigued her, and his kindness toward her was unwavering. He spoke of his love for the fields and how he envisioned a life surrounded by nature. But while his peaceful world appealed to her, she wondered if it was enough for her ambitious spirit. Next, she spent time with Chukas the blacksmith, whose skill with metal and fire was renowned throughout the village. His creativity and dedication to his craft were remarkable. He told her stories of how he had forged the finest tools for the warriors and farmers alike. But Adamma sensed that his heart belonged more to his work than to anyone who might stand by his side. As she moved on to Chuka, the merchant, Adamma was drawn to his charm and intelligence. He traveled frequently, bringing back exotic goods and stories from distant lands. His life seemed adventurous, and his wealth was nothing to ignore. Yet, Adamma found herself questioning if his heart had room for a wife, or if his love for travel would always take him away. Each day, Adamma grew more uncertain, but she knew she had 2 more Chukas to meet before making her choice. Chuka, the warrior, was a man of valor, feared and respected by many. When Adamma sat with him, she marveled at his tales of bravery in battle, his loyalty to the village and his people was unquestionable, and his strength reassured her. He was fiercely protective, and in his company she felt safe. But there was also a side of him that troubled her. His life was one of constant conflict, and she feared that a future with him might be filled with war and violence. Lastly, Adamma visited Chuka, the scholar. His calm demeanor and deep wisdom were a sharp contrast to the warrior's fierce passion. He was a man of many books, often lost in thought, exploring the world through knowledge rather than action. Adamma admired his intellect and the way he spoke with gentle conviction, but she wondered if his world of ideas would be too distant from the practicalities of life that she cherished. As the weeks passed, Adamma's confusion deepened. Each Chuka had virtues she admired, but none felt like the complete match she sought. Her nights were restless, her heart turned in different directions. She decided to embark on a personal journey of reflection. Perhaps the answer would come not from the men themselves, but from within her. Adamma began seeking the counsel of the elders and the women in the village, hoping to hear stories of what made a true marriage. She listened to tales of love, patience, hardship, and joy. Slowly, a pattern began to emerge. A true marriage, they said, was not just about choosing the right man, but about choosing the man whose soul was aligned with hers. The elder's words stayed with her as she spent more time with each Chuka, this time not looking at their outward qualities, but listening to her inner voice. Adamma decided to spend more time with Chuka, the farmer. Intrigued by his grounded nature and connection to the land, she visited his farm often, watching how he worked tirelessly, his sweat mingling with the earth as he nurtured his crops. Chuka spoke passionately about the importance of the land and its gifts. This land provides, he often said. It is life itself. Adamma appreciated the peace and simplicity in his world. Every evening, They sat under a large iroko tree, discussing their hopes and dreams. Chuka's dream was simple: to build a life centered around the farm, where he could provide for a family and live peacefully. But Adamma felt something missing. While she loved the serenity of the farm, she wondered if she could live a life so quiet. Her dreams, though humble, were bigger than just the village. She longed to explore the world beyond the farms, to experience life beyond the routine. Though she admired Chuka, the farmer's dedication and simplicity, Adamma's heart whispered that she wasn't meant for a life so secluded. As much as she respected him, she knew her soul needed more. The following week, Adamma focused on Chuka, the blacksmith. His forge was always roaring with fire. The rhythmic sound of his hammer striking metal filling the air. Chuka was a man of few words, but his hands spoke volumes. His creations were both practical and artistic, and Adamma was fascinated by his ability to shape metal into tools and ornaments with such precision. Chuka's life was one of passion and artistry. His work revered throughout the village and beyond. One day, as he handed Adamma a delicate bracelet he had crafted for her, he smiled for the first time, saying, "My work is my pride, but with you, I could create something even greater." His words made Adamma's heart flutter. She had never seen this side of him, soft, vulnerable, but even in this, she could see that Chuka, the blacksmith's true love, was his craft. She could not imagine him stepping away from his forge to share the kind of life she envisioned. One where partnership meant more than dedication to work. While his fiery passion was enticing, Adamma realized she needed a partner who could devote himself to her as fully as to his craft. Chuka, the merchant, was next. His life was full of excitement. He traveled often, bringing exotic goods from distant lands. He was a storyteller, weaving tales of bustling cities, colorful markets, and people from all walks of lives. Adamma found herself captivated by his adventures, longing to experience the world through his eyes. One evening, as they shared a meal, Chuka leaned in and asked, "What if you came with me? We could travel the world together, see everything there is to see." His offer was tempting. Adamma could imagine herself alongside him, exploring new places, learning new things. But there was also something unsettling about Chuka, the merchant. His love for travel was consuming, and she worried that his desire for new experiences might leave her feeling like just another stop in his endless journey. Would he ever settle down, or would she be left behind, waiting for him to return from his next trip? Though she was drawn to his adventurous spirit, Adamma knew she needed stability. A life constantly on the move might not be the best foundation for the kind of marriage she desired. Chuka, the warrior, was unlike any of the other men, strong and disciplined, His life was dedicated to protecting the village. His stories were filled with battles fought and victories won. And Adamma admired his courage. One day, as they walked through the village, he told her, "You will be safe with me. No harm will ever come to you." There was a sense of security in Chukas' words, but also a sense of distance. His life was filled with conflict, and though he fought for peace, Adamma feared that violence would always be a part of their lives. Would he always be away, fighting wars? Would their marriage be built on long absences and worry? Chuka, the warrior, was a man of honor, but Adamma questioned whether she could live a life where war loomed so large. While his strength was admirable, she longed for a different kind of partnership, one built on shared moments, not battles fought far from home. Chuka, the scholar, was the last of the five. His world was quiet, filled with books and scrolls. His mind always engaged in thought. Adamma enjoyed their long conversations, where they discussed philosophy, history, and the mysteries of life. He was gentle, reflective, and wise beyond his years. One afternoon, as they sat by the river, Chuka, the scholar, said, "Our minds must meet before our hearts can truly connect." His words struck Adamma deeply. She appreciated the way he viewed the world, his calm and thoughtful nature. But as much as she respected his wisdom, she wondered if there was enough passion between them to build a life together. While she admired his intellect, she also felt that Chuka, the scholar, lived too much in his mind. Adamma needed someone who could balance thought with action, someone who could engage with both the world of ideas and the practicalities of life. Adamma had spent time with each of the Chukas, and while each had their own appeal, none felt like the perfect match. She sat by herself, reflecting on her experiences. What was it she truly wanted in a husband? What qualities mattered most? Her time with each Chuka had taught her something valuable. From the farmer, she learned the importance of stability and hard work. From the blacksmith, she saw the value of passion and dedication. The merchant showed her the allure of adventure, while the warrior taught her about strength and protection. And from the scholar, she learned the beauty of wisdom and thoughtfulness. But none of them felt complete. Adamma realized that she was not looking for just one quality, but a balance of them all. She needed someone who could bring together stability, passion, adventure, strength, and wisdom. Could any of these Chukas truly offer that? Adamma's heart was heavy as she thought about her future. Each Chuka had something she admired, but none seemed to embody the fullness of what she desired in a life partner. She decided to take a break from all five Chukas, retreating to a quiet place to reflect on what her heart truly wanted. As the days passed, she realized something profound. Love was not just about finding the perfect man, but about finding someone whose imperfections you could embrace and whose life could intertwine with yours in a meaningful way. Suddenly, a memory of a conversation with the prophet Ezenso came to mind. He had once said to her, "The man you seek is not perfect, but he will be perfect for you." This wisdom echoed in her heart, and she began to see the 5 Chukas not as a puzzle to solve, but as an opportunity to find the man whose heart resonated with hers. After much contemplation, Adamma decided to revisit each of the Chukas, starting with the Chuka, the farmer. This time, she approached him with a new perspective, less about what he could offer her and more about how their lives could intertwine. When she arrived at his farm, Chuka greeted her with the same warm smile, his hands covered in the rich dark soil of the fields he so lovingly tended. As they walked among the crops, Adamma noticed the subtle beauty of his world, the gentle rustling of leaves, the soft hum of life surrounding them. That evening, they sat beneath the iroko tree as they had done before. But this time, their conversation was different. Adamma asked him about his vision for the future, not just for the farm, but for the life they could build together. "I dream of a simple life," Chuka said, his eyes steady. "One where we wake with the sun, walk the land, and watch our children grow strong and healthy. I won't offer you riches or grand adventures, but I can promise you stability and love." Adamma felt a warmth in his words, but the quiet life he offered still felt too limiting for her dreams. While she admired his dedication to the land, she knew deep inside that her spirit longed for more than the life of a farmer's wife. She thanked Chuka for his honesty and realized that though she cared for him, their paths might not align. Next, Adamma visited Chuka, the blacksmith. She found him, as always, deep in his work, the forge glowing red with heat as he hammered a piece of molten metal. The rhythmic pounding of his hammer was almost hypnotic, and Adamma watched in awe as he shaped the metal with such precision and strength. After he finished his work for the day, Chuka invited Adamma to sit with him by the fire. He spoke to her about his craft, how it required patience, focus, and an unyielding passion for creation. "This is my life," he said, holding up a beautifully forged sword. "I curate, I mold, I shape, and with you by my side, I will forge a life just as strong." There was an intensity in his words, and Adamma was drawn to the passion that fueled his life. Yet, as they spoke, she couldn't shake the feeling that Chuka's true love was his work. His heart belonged to the forge, and while he might care for her, Adamma feared that she would always come second to his craft. Though she admired Chuka, the blacksmith's dedication and skill, she knew that she needed a partner who could balance his work with their shared life together. She left with a bittersweet sense of closure, knowing that while their connection was strong, it wasn't the lasting bond she sought. Chuka, the merchant, was next on Adamma's list. When she arrived at his home, she was greeted by the scent of spices and the sight of colorful fabrics draped across the walls. Chuka was preparing for another journey, packing goods to trade in faraway lands. His face lighted up when he saw her, and he eagerly told her of his upcoming trip. "This time, I am headed to a city by the sea," he said, his eyes sparkling with excitement. "You should come with me. Imagine the things we will see, the people we will meet." The idea of traveling with Chuka was tempting. He offered her a life of adventure and excitement, something that no one else had. Adamma could picture herself by his side, exploring new lands and experiencing a world far beyond the village of Naj. But as Chuka spoke, Adamma realized something important. While the adventures sounded thrilling, they weren't what she truly longed for. She wanted a home, a family, and a sense of belonging. Constantly moving from place to place, never settling down, wasn't the life she envisioned for herself. Adamma gently declined Chuka's offer, explaining that while she cherished their connection, she needed something more grounded. Chuka nodded, understanding her decision, though his disappointment was clear. As Adamma walked away, she knew that the life of a merchant's wife, though exciting, wasn't her part. Adamma's next visit was to Chuka, the warrior. She found him training with his fellow soldiers, his movements precise and powerful as he wielded his spear. Chuka's strength and leadership were undeniable, and Adamma couldn't help but admire the way he commanded respect. Later that evening, as they sat by the village's great fire, Chuka spoke to her about his duty to the village. "I will always protect our people," he said, his voice resolute. "And I will protect you too. With me, you will never have to fear." Adamma appreciated his strength and bravery. She felt safe in his presence, knowing that he would always fight to keep her and the village secure. But as she listened, she realized that Chuka's life was one of constant conflict. His world was filled with battles and wars, and Adamma wondered if there would ever be peace. She didn't want to spend her life worrying about the next fight or whether Chuka will return home safely. While she valued his courage, Adamma knew that the life of a warrior's wife was not what she desired. She needed a love that was peaceful and steady, not one built on the uncertainty of war. Finally, Adamma returned to Chuka, the scholar. His world of books and knowledge was calm and comforting, and Adamma found herself drawn to his wisdom. They spent hours talking, their conversations filled with ideas about life, love, and the future. One evening, as they sat by the river, Chuka shared his thoughts on marriage. A true marriage, he said, is not just a partnership of hearts, but of minds. We must understand each other on a deeper level beyond just love. His words resonated with Adamma. She appreciated the depths of his thoughts, the way he looked at life with a sense of purpose and meaning. But as much as she admired his wisdom, Adamma also felt a distance between them. Chuka, the scholar, lived too much in his mind, and Adamma needed someone who could balance thought with action. As their conversations deepened, Adamma realized that while Chuka, the scholar, was wise and kind, their connection lacked the passion and energy that she desired. She wanted a partner who could engage with both the mind and the heart, someone who could think deeply but also live fully in the world. After spending time with each of the Chukas again, Adamma felt a sense of clarity beginning to emerge. Each of the men had qualities she admired, but none of them seemed to offer the balance she was looking for. She realized that the man she sought wasn't perfect, but he had to be someone who complemented her in every aspect of life, someone who could balance wisdom, strength, passion, and adventure. Adamma began to trust her intuition more deeply, allowing her heart to guide her instead of overanalyzing each man's qualities. She returned home ready to make her final decision, knowing that the answer was already within her. As Adamma reflected on her journey with each of the 5 Chukas, she began to notice something she hadn't seen before. While each man had admirable qualities, none of them fully aligned with the future she envisioned. But there was one thing that stood out. There had been fleeting moments with each man where Adamma felt a deeper, unseen connection, as if their hearts briefly aligned. These moments were small: an exchange of laughter with Chuka, the merchant, a quiet glance with Chuka, the farmer, a shared thought with Chuka, the scholar. But they were powerful. Adamma began to wonder if the true Chuka might not be the man with the most obvious virtues, but the one who connected with her heart in the quietest, most natural way. Determined to follow this new insight, Adamma decided that her final choice wouldn't be based on their status, skills, or even her initial attraction. Instead, she would focus on how they made her feel deep inside, beyond logic or expectation. On the morning of her final decision, Adamma woke up with a sense of calm. She had invited each of the Chukas to meet her at a quiet grove on the edge of the village, a place where she often went to think and find peace. It was here that she would make her choice. As the sun rose, Chuka, the farmer, was the first to arrive. He greeted her with his usual warm smile, and they sat together in comfortable silence for a while. Adamma appreciated his stability and kindness, but as they sat, she noticed that the deeper connection she sought was missing. Next came Chuka, the blacksmith. He was full of energy, excited to see her. His passion was contagious, and for a moment, Adamma was swept up in it. But as the conversation grew, she realized that his fire was too consuming. His love for his work would always take precedence, and Adamma knew she needed more balance in her life. Chuka, the merchant, arrived not long after. His charming smile and tales of adventure made Adamma laugh, and for a moment she could picture herself traveling the world with him. But as the thought settled, so did her doubts. She needed roots, a sense of home, something the merchant couldn't offer. The warrior arrived next, his presence strong and comforting. He spoke little but made Adamma feel safe in his presence. Still, Adamma knew that his life of battle and duty would always overshadow their relationship. She needed more than just protection. She wanted companionship. Finally, Chuka, the scholar, arrived, carrying with him a book and his usual calm demeanor. They talked about life and philosophy. And while Adamma appreciated his depth, she knew that his mind lived too much in theory, disconnected from the realities of life. As Adamma stood there, surrounded by the 5 Chukas, she realized something important. Each of them represented a different aspect of what she wanted in life, but none of them encompassed everything she sought. It wasn't about choosing the most perfect man. It was about choosing the man with whom she could curate a harmonious life, someone who could grow with her. Her heart began to beat faster as she thought back to those quiet, fleeting moments, the ones where she had felt truly connected. And as she searched her heart, one face became clearer. It wasn't the man who offered the most excitement, nor the one who seemed the most stable, but the one who had made her feel most understood. Chuka, the farmer, had been steady, always there, offering her quiet moments of peace. His connection to the land mirrored her desire for roots. And though he had a simple life, Adamma realized that what she sought most wasn't grand adventures or intense passion. It was a life where she could be herself, where love would grow naturally over time. Adamma turned to Chuka, the farmer, and smiled. "It's you," she said softly, her voice filled with certainty. "You are the one I choose." The other Chukas, though disappointed, respected her decision and left quietly, each understanding that Adamma had followed her heart. Chuka, the farmer, surprised but deeply moved, took her hand in his and smiled. "I will love you for the rest of my life," he said simply. After Adamma made her choice, she and Chuka, the farmer, began to build their life together. The village celebrated their union, and though their wedding was simple, it was filled with joy, love, and the promise of a bright future. Hi guys, have you subscribed? If not, what are you waiting for? As you are enjoying this story, subscribe to help us grow this channel. Please and please subscribe, like, comment in the comment section, and don't forget to share to your families and friends. And as you are doing so, may God Almighty bless you. Thank you very much for being there for us. Oh yeah, let's continue. Back to our story. Their life was not without its challenges. There were times when the farm required long hours of work, and times when Adamma missed the excitement of the world beyond the village. But Chuka was always there, offering her the stability and love she needed to stay grounded. And as the season passed, Adamma found that her heart had chosen well. With time, she came to appreciate the beauty of their quiet life. The farm flourished under their care, and so did their love. They laughed together, shared their dreams, and supported each other through the ups and downs of life. One day, as Adamma and Chuka sat together beneath the iroko tree, Adamma remembered the words of the prophet Ezenso. The man you seek is not perfect, but he will be perfect for you. It was only now that she fully understood the meaning of those words. Chuka wasn't the man who had dazzled her with grand gestures or intellectual conversations. He was the one who had quietly, steadily made her feel at home. His love was simple but deep, and it was exactly what Adamma needed. As they watched the sunset together, Chuka turned to her and said, "I always knew it would be you." Adamma smiled, her heart full of peace and happiness. The journey to find the right Chuka had been long and confusing at times, but in the end, she had found the man who was perfect for her. Together, they built a life filled with love, laughter, and the quiet joy of knowing they had chosen each other. Adamma and CHUKA'S life together was filled with moments of quiet joy. They built a family, teaching their children the values of hard work, love, and patience. Their farm became a symbol of prosperity in the village, and their marriage became a testament to the power of choosing love over perfection. Though their life was simple, it was rich with meaning. Adamma had found her true Chuka, the man who had not only captured her heart, but who also stood by her side through the journey of life. Together, they lived happily ever after, their love growing stronger with each passing year. The prophecy had been fulfilled, but it was Adamma's journey, her willingness to look beyond the surface, that had led her to her true destiny. And so, the tale of Adamma and the 5 Chukas came to a close, reminding all who heard it that love isn't about finding perfection, but about finding the person who makes your heart feel at home. Now, after choosing Chuka, the farmer, Adamma thought her life would settle into a peaceful rhythm. and in many ways it did. The farmer became her new home, and Chuka worked tirelessly to make her feel comfortable. However, adjusting to her new life wasn't as easy as she had imagined. There were times when Adamma missed the excitement and luxury of her previous life, especially the times she spent with Chuka the merchant. She would daydream about the places they could have traveled together, the adventures that lay just out of reach. At night, she would talk to Chuka the farmer about these feelings. He would listen patiently, understanding her inner conflicts. "I know you wanted more, Adamma," he said one evening. "I can't give you the world, but I can give you everything I have." His words always brought her back to reality, reminding her that what they had was not about grandeur, but love. Yet, Adamma's restlessness remained, a feeling that she struggled to shake. One day, while visiting the village market, Adamma ran into Chuka the merchant. He greeted her warmly, his eyes sparkling with the same charm she remembered. They talked about his latest trip and the treasures he had brought back from a faraway land. "You could have been by my side, seeing all of this," he said with a playful smile, showing her a beautiful piece of jewelry from one of his journeys. Adamma felt a twinge of regret. The life she could have had with Chuka the merchant was still tempting. He represented all the excitement and adventure she had craved, and for a moment she wondered if she had made the wrong choice. Chuka the merchant noticed her hesitation and pressed further. "If you ever change your mind, Adamma, my door is always open." She left the market with a heavy heart, torn between the life she had chosen and the life that could have been. That evening, Adamma went to visit Chuka the scholar. She hadn't seen him since her decision, and she found comfort in his calm, thoughtful presence. As they talked about life and choices, Adamma confessed her recent feelings of doubt. "I thought I made the right choice," she said, "but sometimes I wonder if I should have chosen a different Chuka." Chuka, the scholar, smiled knowingly. "Every choice comes with its own set of challenges," he said. "The key is to embrace the path you have chosen, not to look back with regret. Life is about growing with the decisions we make." His words stayed with her, offering her a new perspective. Adamma realized that even though her life with Chuka the farmer was simple, it was full of love and stability. The temptation of wealth and adventure would always be there, but it didn't mean that those lives were better suited for her. She just had to find peace with her choice. As the months passed, Adamma and Chuka the farmer faced a difficult challenge. A long drought hit their village, making it harder to tend to the crops. Chuka worked day and night to save the farm, but the harsh conditions tested both their patience and their relationship. Adamma found herself growing frustrated, not only with the struggles they faced, but with the limits of their life together. The simple life she had chosen began to feel burdensome under the weight of hardship. She started questioning again whether she could endure this kind of life for the rest of her days. One evening, exhausted from work, Chuka noticed Adamma's frustration and said, "I know this life is hard right now, but we can get through this together." Adamma wanted to believe him, but doubt still lingered in her heart. During this period of hardship, Chuka, the warrior, returned to the village after a long battle. He came to visit Adamma, offering her his condolences on the difficult times she and Chuka the farmer were going through. As they talked, he shared stories of his latest victory, of how he had protected the village from a great threat. "I could have given you a life of strength and protection," he said softly, his eyes meeting hers. "You would never have to struggle like this if you have chosen me." His words stirred something in Adamma. There was no denying that Chuka, the warrior, could offer her a different kind of security, one where she wouldn't have to worry about the day-to-day struggles of farming life. But as she listened to him speak, she realized that his life of constant battle wasn't what she truly wanted. "I appreciate your offer," she said finally, "but I've made my choice. I have to stand by it." Though her heart ached with the weight of her struggles, Adamma knew that the life of a warrior's wife was not the one she sought, even in times of difficulty. Despite the challenges, Chuka the farmer never gave up. His dedication to their farm and to her never wavered. He worked tirelessly to save what little they had, and through his determination, the drought eventually passed. As the rains returned, so did the crops, slowly bringing life back to the farm. And in this time of renewal, Adamma realized something profound. It wasn't the wealth of the merchant, the strength of the warrior, or the wisdom of the scholar that would sustain her through life's hardest moments. It was the unwavering dedication of Chuka, the farmer, who stood by her side through thick and thin, never faltering. In the aftermath of the drought, Adamma's love for Chuka deepened in ways she hadn't expected. She saw in him a quiet strength that had carried them through their darkest days. His love wasn't grand or flashy, but it was constant, like the steady rhythm of the seasons. She no longer dreamed of the lives she could have had with the other Chukas. Instead, she began to see the beauty in the life she had chosen. The small moments of joy, the shared laughter, and the love that grew stronger with each challenge they faced together. Adamma knew now, without a doubt, that she had chosen the right Chuka. It wasn't about who offered the most exciting or luxurious life. It was about who offered her the truest, most enduring love. After months of hard work, the farm began to flourish again. The crops grew tall and strong under the warm sun, and Adamma felt a deep sense of pride in what she and Chuka had accomplished together. The first harvest was bountiful, and the village celebrated their success. One evening, as the two sat together on the porch, watching the sunset over their fields, Chuka turned to her and said, "I couldn't have done this without you, Adamma. You make me stronger." Adamma smiled, feeling her heart swell with love. She realized that despite the difficulties they had faced, they had built something beautiful together, something that was theirs alone. She had chosen not just a husband, but a partner who would stand by her side, no matter what challenges life brought their way. In that quiet moment, with the soft glow of the evening sky surrounding them, Adamma felt at peace. She no longer doubted her decision. Chuka, the farmer, was her true love, and together they had created a life filled with joy, resilience, and quiet strength. One morning, as Adamma was tending to the garden, she noticed a familiar figure approaching the farm. It was Chuka, the merchant, returning from another long journey. He smiled warmly as he greeted her, carrying with him gifts from distant lands. "I wanted to see how you were," he said, his eyes sparkling with the same charm that had once captivated her. "It seems you have built quite a life here." Adamma thanked him and accepted his gifts graciously, but she no longer felt the same temptation she once had. The merchant's life of adventure and wealth had once seemed exciting, but now it felt distant, like a dream she had outgrown. As they spoke, Adamma realized how much she had changed. The life she had chosen with Chuka, the farmer, though simple, had given her a sense of purpose and fulfillment that no amount of wealth could replace. Before the merchant left, he turned to her and said, "I can see now that you are happy. I wish you all the best, Adamma." With a final smile, he disappeared down the road, leaving Adamma with a quiet sense of closure. As the years passed, Adamma and Chuka settled into a peaceful rhythm. Their days were filled with the gentle routines of farm life, tending to the crops, caring for their animals, and enjoying the simple pleasures of each other's company. In the evenings, after the work was done, they would sit together by the fire, talking about their dreams for the future. They dreamed of expanding their farm, of raising children who would one day take over the land, and of growing old together in the place they had made their home. It was a quiet life, but it was full of love. And as the seasons came and went, Adamma found that her love for Chuka grew deeper with each passing day. He was her rock, her partner, and her best friend. Together, they had weathered storms and celebrated triumphs, and through it all, their bond had only grown stronger. One day, Adamma and Chuka received exciting news. Adamma was expecting their first child. The village erupted in celebration, and the couple was filled with joy and anticipation for the new life they were about to bring into the world. As they prepared for this new chapter, Adamma found herself reflecting on her journey. She had come so far from the days of confusion, where she had struggled to choose between the 5 Chukas. Now, she couldn't imagine her life any other way. The love, she shared with Chuka the farmer was steady, like the flow of a river. It wasn't the wild, rushing excitement she had once craved, but it was something far more meaningful, something that would last a lifetime. As her pregnancy progressed, Adamma had to adjust to a slower pace of life. The work on the farm became more difficult, and she had to rely on Chuka more than ever. He took on extra responsibilities, ensuring that she could rest and prepare for the arrival of their child. During this time, Adamma learned a valuable lesson about patience. The waiting was difficult, and there were days when she felt frustrated by her limitations. But Chuka was always there to remind her that love was not about rushing through life, but about being present in each moment, finding joy in the quiet times as much as in the big events. As they waited for their child to be born, Adamma realized that this too was a part of their journey. They were building a life not just for themselves, but for the family they would one day raise together. Finally, the day arrived. Adamma gave birth to a beautiful baby boy, and the joy that filled their home was beyond anything they had ever known. The village gathered to celebrate the birth, and Chuka held their son in his arms, his eyes filled with love and pride. They named him Ntem, which means my own, for him was the precious gift that had come from the love they had built together. As Adamma watched her husband cradle their son, she felt a deep sense of contentment. This was the life she had chosen, a life of love, of family, and of shared joy. And in that moment, she knew that every decision she had made, every challenge she had faced, had led her to this beautiful place. As the years passed, Adamma and CHUKA'S family grew. They welcomed more children into their home, and their farm flourished under their care. The once quiet fields were now filled with the laughter of children, and Adamma found herself surrounded by the love she had always dreamed of. Their children grew up learning the values of hard work, patience, and love. They helped on the farm, learning from their parents the importance of working together and supporting one another. In the evenings, Adamma and Chuka would sit together watching their children play in the fields, and as the sun set on another day, they would share a quiet smile, knowing that they had built something truly special, a life filled with love, joy, and peace. As the years went by, Adamma and Chuka grew old together. Their children grew up and started families of their own, and the farm became a place where grandchildren would come to visit, filling their home with even more laughter and love. Adamma often thought back to the days when she had struggled to choose the right Chuka. She remembered the confusion, the doubts, and the temptations. But now, as she sat by the fire with Chuka by her side, she knew without a doubt that she had made the right choice. They had built a life together, one filled with love, patience, and quiet strength. And though their journey had not always been easy. It had been full of joy and meaning. Together, they had created a legacy of love that would last for generations to come. In the twilight of their lives, Adamma and Chuka looked back on all they had built together with hearts full of gratitude. Their love had stood the test of time, withered storms, and blossomed into something beautiful and lasting. And as they sat together, watching the sun set over the fields they had tended for so many years, they knew that they had found true happiness, not in wealth or adventure, but in the quiet, steady love they had shared. Adamma smiled as she rested her head on Chuka's shoulder. "We have lived a good life," she whispered. Chuka nodded, his hand gently squeezing hers. "And it's not over yet." Together, they watched the stars appear in the night sky, knowing that their love will continue to shine brightly now and always. This story of Adamma and Chuka, the farmer, is one of patience, love, and quiet joy. Their journey is a reminder that true happiness comes not from grand gestures or perfect lives, but from the love and connection we build with those we cherished most. Here ends our story. Thank you once again for watching, and don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. Share to your family and friends, and also touch the bell button so that you will be notified each time we put out new video. Subscribe for more stories with powerful life lessons. Please and please subscribe to help us grow our channel. And please don't forget to leave your comments in the comment section. We will come back to answer any question you put out there. God bless you all as you do so. Bye bye. Love you so much. Mwah.